fight fans. So there's this debate that's been going on with Canelo Alvarez, and it's been actually really bothering me, and I want to talk about it. And I'm pretty sure I made a video about this before, but I am going to make another one right now. Should Canelo Alvarez be considered one of the top 10 greatest Mexican fighters of all time? My personal opinion is, without a shadow of a doubt, without question, without hesitation, yes, he should be. And I will go into detail why. You know, you got like the Probox TV fam over there, Timothy Bradley, even though he's a fan of Canelo Alvarez, I see, and then Paulie Malignaggi, and of course the one and only Teddy Atlas, who's constantly made this statement about Canelo Alvarez not being a top 10 of all time. I promise you, he should be top 10 of all time. Why? Because, let me ask you something. Name another Mexican fighter that has fought as many times as Canelo Alvarez has, that has never been stopped, never been knocked out, and never been even knocked down. He's had a few slips. I remember, I think it was against Jose Cotto or maybe Matthew Haddon, one of those fights in his earlier days, sure, against that ropes, I remember that, but clear-cut knockdown. Name another fighter that has never been stopped, another Mexican fighter that has never been stopped like Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez has, as far as I know, never been knocked down. Touched the canvas. Legit touched the canvas. Not falling against the ropes, touched the canvas. Never been knocked out. Flat cold. I'm talking about Matthew Haddon. I'm not Matthew Haddon, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Ricky Hatton out cold. Paul Williams out cold. Manny Pacquiao out cold. I'm talking about being stopped. Never being stopped. Has never had any of these. Name another Mexican fighter out there that has never had any of that. I'm not saying they have to have all that, just one of them. Maybe a Mexican fighter has never been stopped or knocked out, but he's been knocked down. Or maybe, same thing, never been knocked out or knocked down, but has been stopped, etc., etc., etc. Name them. Because I promise you, on that list, you cannot be a great Mexican fighter without having that. And I promise you, all of them have that except for one, Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez should be a great Mexican fighter. And he has fought in a lot of great fights against a lot of great fighters. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say. I know what a lot of professionals are going to say. Well, he didn't fight the fighters of these guys, what they fought. That is not his fault. He's fought in the fighters that are in front of him. Today, of today's generation. Maybe a little bit of the past generation. Even of the present generation and the future generation. He cannot change that. It's like saying, oh, well, Roy Jones shouldn't be considered great because he never went in there against the Hitman Hearn, Sugar Ray Leonard, and all these other great fighters. Same thing with Floyd Mayweather. He can't be considered great because he never went in there against Sugar Ray Leonard, Hitman Hearns, Hagler, Roberto Duran. That's not Floyd's fault. That's not Roy Jr.'s fault. That's not Canelo's fault that they are fighting at a time without these great fighters. He is fighting with the fighters that are in his presence today. That's another reason. And he's done great against these fighters today. Another one is saying, oh, well, he waited for Triple G. No, he didn't. Triple G was on a knockout streak for a long time. Winning streak, undefeated, until he met another great fighter, another really great fighter, another tough fighter in Daniel Jacobs. But still, Triple G won and went to unanimous decision. It wasn't as if Triple G was knocked out. It wasn't as if Triple G was stopped. It wasn't as if Triple G looked old in that fight, because he didn't. He was still a very tough fighter in that fight. And then it became a real big super fight. Now, I know what people are going to say. Well, he lost. Unfortunately, guys, on paper, he won. Or on paper, it was a draw. The Canelo Alvarez doesn't control that. You know, Canelo Alvarez doesn't control the judges. That's just all opinion. You feel like he lost. I feel like he lost. But on paper, he got a draw. And in the second fight, he won. People feel like he lost. But on paper, he won. Against Erislandy Lara, he did a great fight. People feel like he lost. On paper, he won. And that's another great one. What did Erislandy Lara have that Canelo Alvarez should have won against him? He did not have a belt. He wasn't a pay-per-view star. He wasn't a pound-for-pound ranking opponent. He was nothing. He was a very dangerous opponent with a really good boxing skill, with a really crappy resume. But Canelo Alvarez still went in there. Very few fighters do that. Very few fighters go in there and they want to do smart business. They want to go against fighters who are either on the pound-for-pound rankings, who can make them a lot of money, who has belts. Erislandy Lara had none of those, and Canelo Alvarez still went in there and did what he needed to do to get that victory. On paper, again, your opinion is your opinion, but on paper, he won. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, he waited for years and years and years to give Triple G a third chance. Name another fighter that has not done that. Sugar Ray Leonard waited years, I think it was 9 years, to give Roberto Duran a third fight. There's so many fighters that do that. And at the end of the day, why? I beat you. I don't need to go against you again. I won. I got the victory. I'm moving on. I want to do other things. I don't want my whole career based around the fact that I got to go against you again and again and again. Manny Pacquiao, again, same thing with Manny Pacquiao and Marquez. Those fights didn't happen back and forth. Those happened in a few years in between. So saying Canelo Alvarez doesn't deserve to be on that top 10 greatest of Mexican fighters of all time is definitely absurd. It's ridiculous. It should not, for those who are saying that, does not know boxing. Because you look at all the resume of all the great fighters out there, a lot of them have been stopped. A lot of them haven't had a really long career. A lot of them don't have 60 fights. A lot of them have been knocked out. A lot of them have been knocked down, except for one, Canelo Alvarez. That's just my opinion, guys. So let me know what you think of that. Let me know how you feel Canelo Alvarez should match up against the top 10 greatest Mexican fighters of all time. Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.